Right. So the next session is about virtual networks. So Aidan, for the last hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, talked about Hyper-V and all the wonderful bits and pieces that are in Hyper-V. In this session, we're going to specifically talk about virtual networks. Now, I do realize straight away people are just going to go, what? Seriously? No. Shake their heads and probably just go sleep or get on their laptops or something like it. This is a really new concept. Not version 1. We're actually version 1.5. So you can use it. It's good. I know. There's a few bits and pieces that we'll talk about later on, especially around the demo, but there's a lot of concepts here, which the reason why we chose this session was more to kind of try and get you into the idea of what's coming and really specifically and break from the traditional networking that you're used to. Okay? So we're going to talk about what is all this virtual network stuff, try and give you an idea. We're going to talk about one of the new concepts, network virtualization. Virtualizing your network. Who thinks VLANs is virtualizing their network? Or do you know what a VLAN is? That's really the first question, I suppose. Huh? We'll talk about it in a second. And then what you need to do. And somewhere in between, we'll have a quick demo. We'll walk through some of the stuff in Virtual Machine Manager. Because one of the things that you've probably seen as the theme for the whole thing is about centralized management, making your life easier, making it easier to configure the environments, centralize, one screen to do the whole thing. Single pane of glass, did you hear that a few times before? Definitely, we're getting there. No, we're a long way there. Like VMM is like you're going to be your core component for managing Hyper-V estate, most definitely. So, what's all this virtual networking stuff about? If you remember, in a data center, our ideal scenario is to take any workload, any server, anything you want to do, from any network, doesn't matter the VLANs, the IP addresses, whatever the case may be, and place it anywhere on your cloud or your infrastructure. Wouldn't that be cool? Especially during mergers when you have to take a whole heap of kit from someone else and kind of go, what did these guys do? Or whatever the case may be. Or if you're a hoster, I'm not sure many people in the hosting game, but for enterprises, generally it's a merger where you're taking in one enterprise and you're trying to combine different server application pools. So our kind of idea is that we want to be able to take all this, put it all together with almost zero headache. I say zero headache because I know Aidan was talking about you'll have nosebleeds, you'll have general, symptoms of getting some sort of malaria or something, things like this. We're hopefully going to get to a point where that's not going to happen. It's a couple of clicks, you'll get the concepts, and you'll start. Not V1, 1.5, so it's usable. Want to go there? So, everyone know what a VLAN is? Tell me, because I don't. Tell me what a VLAN is. What does it do? What does it provide? Segregates network traffic. And why is that important?
As far as security goes. No.
For anything, for any reason. Sorry? Consolidation.
Broadcast domains and subnetting.
Broadcast domains and subnetting. Do you understand these concepts? So I'm not being pedantic, but you really do need to understand why VLANs were invented. What's the really crap thing about VLANs? You got it in one. Give him a t-shirt. Another t-shirt for that man. Pain in the ass to configure. Oh, sorry, pain in the something to configure. But anyway, can we edit that piece out? Anyway, so you can imagine across a large-scale enterprise, hundreds of different VLANs. I want to make a change on a switch. Crap, I want to introduce a new VLAN. How many switches do I have to configure? If you're lucky, you'll have a centralized management tool that will do it all for you and break like most management tools at some point and probably distribute it to half the switches, if you're lucky. Or you can go down to your network admin, because how many people in a large-scale enterprise actually, who are an IT pro or an IT server admin, actually get to touch the actual physical switch? Why? Because these guys in their sandals and their guru status in the corner want to do it. So I did have those sandals. Crocs, very good. I didn't have the long hair though because it just grows like this way. Anyway, so my point being is introducing VLANs and trying to actually reconfigure your network is actually a difficult process. I work with a hospital in Belfast and they have multiple different sites, hundreds of thousands of connections, and they've gone for a layer 3 network throughout. And then core switches all consolidated. They want to make a change to a VLAN. It's absolutely great crack to watch. Because you got a team of guys sitting there and 7 cups of tea later, 2 cups of coffee, a lunch break, a couple of tea breaks. Probably about 2 or 3 days later, they get to the point of, right, well, the VLAN is 101. Well, we're all agreed on that? Yeah, we're all agreed on that. And that's just to decide on the VLAN number. That's not even to try and implement the configuration. So, it's a big problem. What we want to do is try and get away from all this, excuse me, and virtualize the network. Bring them into the point of where what we've done with Hyper-V. Wouldn't that be cool? Or virtualization. Let's not just pick on Hyper-V, even though it's excellent. Let's just pick on virtualization. Wouldn't it be great to be able to take that subnet and virtualize it and configure it in software so those guys in the open-toed sandals can sit there and think they're brilliant, but you're sitting there really with the keyboard and PowerShell gonna go, yeah? I think so. But you have to like PowerShell first, so we'll come back to that later on.